The Pristine Pure Land School. A discourse by Dharma Master Huijing. Due to lack of ability and wisdom, I had made scant progress in understanding the profundities of the Dharma despite many years of effort. Though I practiced according to the Pure Land School, I was never confident about attaining rebirth in the land of bliss. My vexations and deluded thinking raged like storms, never stopping for a moment. When I tried to repress them by reciting Amitabha Buddha's name, they only became more intense. The result? I constantly felt anxious, without an anchor. Later, I had the good fortune to read the series of publications by Shandao lineage of the Pure Land School. Suddenly, a refreshing coolness seemed to permeate my mind and heart. So for 10 kalpas, Amitabha Buddha has been calling out to homeless orphans like ourselves, fervently hoping we will quickly return home. Only then did I realize that for all the heavy negative karma we carry, we can still be reborn in the land of bliss, thanks entirely to the power of Amitabha Buddha's vows. So long as we single-mindedly recite his name, we will already have boarded the ship of Amitabha's great vows. It will convey us safely to our home in the land of bliss. In the summer of 2009, our assembly invited Venerable Master Huijing to Shenyang to speak to us about the Pure Land School. He kindly and happily accepted. Listening to him speak, I was full of the joy of the Dharma and benefited greatly. From start to finish, Master Huijing never dwelt on abstruse theoretical matters. His discourses were a completely natural manifestation of his authentic faith. He said, for example, faith becomes our very lives. With faith, we are alive. Without it, we're not. We would have no life of deliverance, of enlightenment. Faith to us is fundamental and of the utmost importance. Parents, children, and spouses are all important to us, but they leave us in the end. What stays with us is Namo Amitabha Buddha and our faith alone. Those words were intensely moving. Without the slightest embellishment, they pointed directly to the truth. They were the expression of true faith. For novice Dharma seekers, Master Huijing had this advice. Some people say that they do not make a specific number of recitations. They say they do not recite consciously, for recitation is always on their minds, and they are constantly thinking of Amitabha Buddha and declaiming his name. It doesn't work like that. Unless a person is capable of habitual reflexive recitation. Otherwise, external thoughts will intrude and the recitations will amount to no more than a few hundred a day. If we sit still and recite every morning, or set a goal of 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000 recitations a day, however forgetful we may be, we will still have accomplished those recitations. That is why beginners should aim to do a specific number of recitations every day. Besides the morning sitting recitation, do a set number during the day, time permitting. After a while, the process will become habitual. At that point, you will instinctively recall Amitabha and recite his name, even if you don't set targets or use recitation beads. Your mouth will unconsciously move to Amitabha's name. It will be entirely reflexive. His words were simple, but powerful. They unerringly exposed the inclination of people today towards superficiality and laziness, making us ashamed of our own shortcomings and stiffening our resolve to do better. they left a deep impression on me. To help comically inclined Dharma friends better learn then, Huijing's penetrating discourse in Shenyang, I have transcribed and edited this content. My own shortcomings mean that there will invariably be flaws. I hope learned practitioners will take the trouble to point them out so they can be corrected. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Dharma learner Chen Yu at the Great Buddha Monastery, Shenyang.